no matter how good you are, if you're undiscoverable, that's no point.
Right.
You have to be discoverable.
Hey guys, I'm AJ.
I'm Rini.
And welcome to TFA Talkshow. Today we have with us Stefan, and he came from Singapore to California to study music business. In his time there, he worked with Grammy Foundation, Universal Music, Live Nation, and various music supervision companies. Let's welcome Stefan.
Hi, everyone. Nice to meet all of you. Yes, I did move. I'm from Singapore, but I moved all the way to Hollywood to work on my dream, work in the music industry. But after that, I've learned a lot about the music business, and then slowly I also moved into the technology business. I worked in 5 startups up till now, all the way from Silicon Valley all the way to Asia as well.
Right,
Nice.
nice. How do one market themselves without an agency?
Number one, you have to have a very clear brand. What are you really marketing? We have seen very silent, invisible artists that have produced great music, but you don't really know what they look like.
Yeah.
You've never really had a
Yep.
public appearance. So are you really focusing on marketing great tracks and people know, like in the arts world, you know who Banksy is and you know who their art is, but you really don't know his persona. Where did he go? Who's his girlfriend? Stuff. Is he a guy? Is he a girl?
Yeah.
Or are you marketing yourself as a brand, a full brand, a whole artist?
Mm.
Your look, your like Sia, or your look, your brand, and with that, it comes to the whole social media. People want to fall in love with the person and the
Right.
music, not
Yep.
just the music, right?
Yeah.
So have a very clear path, a very clear brand. You might take some time with that. Oh, what genre am I? Who do I fashion myself closest to?
Mm.
You might want to be I'm not close to anything. I want to be on my own. I dress this way, I talk this way. That's my persona. Get that clear brand, because that will help you. Everyone is unique. Everyone has an
Yes.
advantage.
Right.
You have to have that clear brand first. You have to clean it up. Nobody can do this job but you. Okay. Then next you have to get all your marketing material out there. You can't be lazy. You can't not have a YouTube channel. Oh, I don't like Instagram. I'm sorry, the world is on Instagram. You have to have a Facebook page. Sadly, you might even need a TikTok channel now,
Yeah,
Mm.
true.
right? You need to get yourself in as many places for people to discover you.
Yeah.
Just like when you're looking for a job, you can't not have a LinkedIn. You can't not have a CV and a resume.
Yes.
You have, no matter how good you are, if you're undiscoverable, that's no point.
Right.
You have to be discoverable. So you got to have all your administrative things in place. Next, you need to be prepared administrative, the boring stuff that artists don't like to do. What are your rates? What is your gear setup requirements?
Right.
Mm.
Your calendar of availability. What's your bio? Some people don't have a press kit. Some people don't even
Right.
have nice photos.
Mhm.
you know just get your this package ready, so
Mhm.
that the moment someone say, I like you, I don't know where I found out about you, I really want to book you for my show, or I really want your music, can you send me a press kit?
Mhm.
And then we take so long, oh, I never done one, I don't have a photo shoot, oh, I'm thinking of changing my artist name. Get all that sorted. Okay,
Right.
get all that sorted. You don't waste time. You never know when the door's going to knock. You
Yep.
better be ready
Right.
when someone's at the door, right?
Mm.
Get all your administrative done, right? And then yeah, I mean, I can go on, but I think
Mhm.
I have to re-emphasize that artists need to focus more on the business side as well. Don't just
Right.
focus on
Right.
great music,
Mhm.
because if you're in your own cave and you have the best song in the world and nobody knows, I think the reason we write music, the reason we create art, is for the world to enjoy,
Yep.
Yes.
and then make money, right?
Yes, of course.
But then, if nobody knows who you are, they can't find you, then yeah, it's your fault.
Right.
It's
Right.
True.
your
That's
fault,
true. That's
not
true.
the world's
Yes.
fault.
Right.
Very
That's true.
true.
Okay. So now that we focus more on like the music industry and the artists and musicians, and I'm pretty sure as freelancers ourselves, we
Yes.
also have to, it's a one man show. I mean, we have to do everything, right? Whether
Everything.
we like it or not. So why should we then focus more on marketing on top of focusing on our own craft?
Well, right now, you need to be discoverable. Well, I mean, we all know certain artists where we don't think they're good, but they're just very good at marketing, right?
Mm.
Mm.
Not just artists, but like social media people, YouTubers. Some people we just don't like, but they just seem to have a lot more followers than us.
Mm.
for some reason,
Yep.
right? And there's also infamous stuff, people that we hate, but they're just getting a lot of views, right? So right now, why should we focus? Okay, number one, do you want to treat your music or your art as a hobby or a
Mm.
business? If
Right.
it is a business, you got to be serious at it.
Right.
You know,
Yes.
number one, you need to make yourself attractive to and valuable to businesses as well.
Mm.
Because where right now, where's the money flow? Seems like we're in this generation where people don't really pay for music,
Mm.
you know? Like,
Yep.
oh, music's free. Oh, Imagine Dragons is a new album on Spotify. But I can listen to it for the same subscription I paid on Spotify, right?
Right.
You know? So I don't know how much Spotify Imagine Dragons is going to make from me, but I get to consume and enjoy the
Mm.
music,
Mm.
Mm.
right? So where's the money flow? Is it going to be from consumers or
Mm.
for brands, e-commerce brands, big brands, who have the money to reach your fans,
Right.
right?
Mm.
So you have to make yourself up to a point. Don't just remember, don't just make yourself so attractive to the fans, but make yourself attractive to the businesses as well.
Mm.
Right.
So that when a brand has a new campaign, a new video, a new festival, they
Mm.
really you are on their list. That I really like this up and coming person. He's
Mm.
so famous, so funny, music is great, such a nice person. Their fans love that person. I would love to have that person as part of my event, as part of
Mm.
my new campaign. You
Right.
need to make yourself attractive not just to the fans, but also you need to be valuable to the
Mm.
businesses so they can pay you for your
Yep.
Right.
time and pay
Mm.
you to be there. There in Hollywood there are people who are just socialites
Mm.
that they just pay you just to come to their club. And
Mm.
like you don't need to sing, you don't need to do anything, just come. I'm like, how do you get there? How do you get to that point where because can you just pay me for my presence?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm.
Yeah.
Right? So you want to make sure that you're marketing yourself. Of course, clear up your brand. Who are you?
Yep. Yep.
What do
Exactly.
you want to be
Mm.
known as?
Mm.
Then you need to make yourself valuable
Mm.
by showing your genuineness,
Mm.
and that your fans like you, businesses like you, and you're valuable to maybe sponsorship if you talk about the new
Mm.
musical instrument or the new makeup or clothing line. You
Right.
need to be valuable. So I
Mm.
think marketing is actually more important than the art.
So, what are some of the ways to ensure revenue in the music industry from your experience?
Well, that's a tough question because I think the music industry has been suffering ever since the CD, right?
Mm.
Right.
We've seen so this question could have been asked like 20, 30 years ago. Like, oh, Napster just came out. What do we
Yeah.
do? Like,
Right.
oh, Torrents just came out. What do we
Oh
do?
my God. Yes.
So it's all the way back,
Yeah.
and
Mm.
with every new invention, and then Facebook came out, and then
Mm.
Spotify came out, and then live streaming came out,
Right.
Yes.
and then Twitch came, like all these,
Yeah.
like, oh no, every single new invention seems bad for the music industry,
Mm.
but we have to keep reinventing ourselves.
Right.
you really have, music will not go away, and it'll never, people will still write music. We
Mm.
just need a new way to get it out to people, and then make it make sense for people to pay for it
Yeah.
in some
Right.
other way. Maybe you pay the brand, and the brand pays me some,
Mm.
whatever way. Art will not go away, right?
Right.
So we need to you need to ensure that personally, I have to remind everyone, don't compare yourself to Coldplay and Beyonce. That's not fair. You shouldn't pressure
Mm.
yourselves like, I'm not making a million a year. Don't do that.
Right.
It's up to how much you want to earn. If you
Right.
think if you're good enough with $1,000 a month just launching music and
Mm.
royalties, then that's great. And you're not doing anything, dude. You already wrote the song. You're making $1,000 in royalty, right?
Yep.
Right.
Or if you want to make like $20,000 in touring every month, or 100,000,
Mm.
set yourself a budget, like a expectation,
Mm.
you know, and then work towards it. And then you'll know, okay, if it's 20,000, it's not going to be easy,
Yeah.
in just launching music and selling music. I got to do touring, I got to sell merchandise, I have to do appearances, I
Yeah.
have to
Mm.
do, maybe you might have to do something on the side as well,
Mm.
Mm.
right? So I think like where the money flows, it really comes down to um who's doing the work,
Mm.
right?
Right.
Honestly, if you have a manager, that manager should also be paid for their time of
Yep.
helping you as well,
Mm.
right? So in any group, whether it's yourself or you and a manager or you are in a label, you need to set like how much do we need to make,
Mm.
and
Right.
that would decide your strategy. So
Right.
assuming that a lot of us in this call, who are watching, are going to be individuals,
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
right? Then you have to look out for yourself. This pandemic has caused a lot of economic woes. No
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
business is spared, and I
Mm-hmm.
think the individuals might be even worse.
Yes.
Because we have no backup, we have no avenue to go to a bank and loan money. We're just
Mm.
individuals, right? So I think one of the things I thought about is, I think we have to keep ourselves sane. The last thing we want to do is be a great musician with 10 cents left in the bank. You know what I mean? you know if you need to eat, there's absolutely no shame, no harm doing something else.
Right.
But
Right. Yeah.
but it's definitely not, it's nothing to look down on. If you need to
Yes.
wash cars, if you need to walk dogs, if you
Mm.
need to take a
Mm.
job. But some of my advice would also, hey, you're an artist for a reason. You have this gift, you have this
Right.
passion, and you have this gift. Why not find a side that is also
Mm-hmm.
relevant? For
Mm.
example, if you're a singer-songwriter and you just want to be a singer-songwriter as a career,
Mm-hmm.
and you probably want to do dog walking or take a job.
Right.
I understand. I'm a drummer as well, and sometimes you just love music so much and you just don't want to do anything else.
Mm-hmm.
True.
That's
Mm.
fine. Get a side job as a copywriter or a proofreader,
Mm.
because you're
Mm.
probably good at writing and English,
Yeah.
and
Mm.
you're good at sentence structure. So get that.
Right.
If you're a guitarist and you are playing for a lot of musicians, and
Mm.
and you're great studio work, touring work, performance, but there's no gigs right now during this pandemic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you are excellent at changing guitar strings. Excellent.
Right.
You've been
Nice.
changing
Mm.
the guitar strings at least once a month, right?
Mm.
Yeah.
And you can you can clean a person's guitar. You know how to
Mm.
maintain and
Mm.
polish,
Yep.
change strings, select strings.
Mm.
Offer that as a service to the public. There are many
Mm.
households who have bought a
Yes.
guitar for their sons, and they're just gathering dust. And when they finally take out, it's all rusty. I don't know how dad doesn't know how to do it. You know, uh, you're a guitarist. This you can do it with
Mm.
your eyes closed,
Mm.
right? Make some
Mm.
money on the side that's related to your skill. I
Right.
could
Right.
go on, but it doesn't mean you go sell insurance or you go do delivery. You know what I mean? Things that would make you more depressed.
Right.
No, I'm not saying those jobs make you
Yes.
depressed,
Yes.
but it
Yes.
makes
Yes.
Right.
you
Right.
depressed because it's so far away. I'm not doing my
Correct.
art
Yeah.
again.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Today, I'm
True.
not doing my art again, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So we can still keep close to what we love, change
Yes.
your guitar strings, and come back and be happy that you were able to change another guitarist's life.
Mm. Yeah.
Mm.
And maybe you might even find that, hey, do you teach guitar? Yes, I teach guitar,
Mm.
right?
Mm.
Yep.
Then you make extra money, but
Yeah.
keep
Yes.
kind of close to your art.
Mm.
There's absolutely no shame in doing that. Like, not all of us get to be Jack White, Beyonce, Coldplay. Imagine, really less than 1% of us get to be
Yeah.
there.
Of
But
course.
until we're there, we need to eat.
Mm.
Mm. True.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So these are some ideas I can share during the pandemic. Let's not sit still. We can't sit still. We don't know when this is going to leave.
Yes.
Yep.
We really have no clue. They just announced that some of the vaccines have failed,
Yep.
you know. So it's not, I think a lot of us are not so worried about getting COVID, but more worried that how long is the economy going to be bad?
Mm.
And
Exactly.
is it
Yep.
another year? Is it 2 years?
Mm.
You
Right.
know what I mean? So we have to already have our plan of what if I don't gig for a year,
Mm.
Mm.
right? What if I don't get gig? Or even if the brand loves me, Coca-Cola, Colgate, all these brands, they love me, their budgets are also being streamlined.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm.
So even if they love you, they might have to be more prudent with their spending.
Yep.
Mm.
So we have to think of alternate um, ways to just keep calm, right?
I like the fact where you actually mentioned that, like how as musicians, our music is like a product. Like it's not some
Yes.
form of it's our product. And then like how can we translate it into a form of service whereby, like what you mentioned, for example, you're a guitarist and then you can either teach guitar or you can actually fix
Mm.
guitars and that's a side
Yes.
income as well. So I really like the whole idea that, how you diversify like one skill, not just to like one area, but
Yep.
in other areas as well.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
now that you mentioned about like how long this pandemic is going to last, and it's still uncertain, right? And there's a lot of like wave going on, but the digital space, like
Mm.
musicians are coming on board, doing lives and everything. So maybe you could actually share with us like what are the advice for some of us who are still very shy to be in front of the camera, like
Yep.
what can we do to make the first step to get ourselves known in this huge digital world?
Right.
Mm.
Well, I think, Zoom and TikTok have thrived in the last 6 months.
Yeah.
Everyone was at home, everyone was creating channels. I bet YouTube has so many new data that how many new channels have been created, you
Mm,
know? In fact, I think that it's kind of old. Channels, if you at this point don't, as an artist, don't have a YouTube or a Facebook page, you know, you're a grandpa. It's
Yeah.
it's it's a calling card now.
Right.
Why? Because imagine if you found out this, oh my gosh, this great song, who is it by? Let me go check. Oh, it's by Guy B, artist B. Okay, great. I
Mm.
can't find his Facebook page. Well,
Right.
okay. Oh, he doesn't even have a YouTube. Does he even exist? Right?
mm,
Like,
Mm.
oh, I found his YouTube page, one subscriber, one video, like, oh, you're making it really hard to fall in love with you,
mm,
Right.
you need to have all that in place. So I think like you really need to get over being shy on the camera, because how long are you going to remain shy?
Mm.
Are you, who is the shyest biggest artist we know? Probably no one.
Mm. True.
mm.
Probably
True.
no one, right?
Yeah.
Banksy, I don't know. Right? Well, he doesn't appear because of a choice, not because like, oh, he doesn't dare to show himself. It's
Yeah.
a choice.
Yep.
Sia chose to cover her face.
Mm.
Dead mouse chose to put a
Yep.
helmet.
Yeah.
Like, so there, that's a choice. But it comes with the fame, right? I mean, you're gonna have to get comfortable with it. You
Yep.
Mm,
gotta, when in Rome, right? You made it a point to come into this industry. You have to learn to be, in front of people. Are you going to play on stage behind a curtain? You know what I mean?
Right.
It'll come to that point. Why not just practice now? In fact,
mm,
the pandemic, there's only three things in the world that will reset all of us, all your advantage. Everyone's back to zero:
mm.
Mm.
a war, a pandemic, or a natural disaster.
True.
Right.
Okay. And the
Mm.
pandemic has reset everyone. Nobody has an advantage.
Yep.
Mm,
Okay. So, the biggest bands, Bon Jovi, Coldplay, they're all suffering as well because they
Yes.
don't have shows.
mhm,
So
Mm.
everyone's on the same boat.
Mm.
Now is the time where you should learn. During the time where you can't tour, you don't have competitors. It's
True.
not as if you're, oh, I should be doing more because this artist who is exactly the same as me in terms of music and the look, his name is even the same. He's touring more than me. I can tell
Mm.
you right now, we're all in the same boat.
mm,
So
Mm.
use this downtime to do renovation,
Mm.
right? Like during the last 6 months, a lot of businesses are like, oh, screw this, my restaurant, I can't
mm,
open my store.
Right.
I've always wanted this new painting.
Mm.
Might as well do it now,
Yeah.
right.
True.
right? So
Mm.
now, since there's no shows, get good in front of the camera.
Mm,
Practice that lead you've always wanted to. Train your voice in that way you've always wanted to,
mm.
because you've got time. Nobody's gonna book you. You've got time, you know. Nobody's gonna book you from now till this. Well, I don't know when,
Right.
Right.
but think of it as a good like head start. You know,
Mm.
you
Mm,
know, because if chances are when all the festivals come back up, it'll be a little late and discouraging for her. Oh, but I still can't hit that note. I
Yeah.
still can't hit
mm,
that note. Then you feel like, oh, but people are getting gigs. Then you feel demoralized that
mm,
you're
Mm.
do it now. Start practicing. And a musician who doesn't practice, I don't think you should do art. You really should be practicing if you're really into it. You can't just like, I'll just be bad. People like my
Right.
bad.
Mm.
Keep practicing. Whatever you do, this is the time, the pandemic. Practice. What is TikTok? Create a TikTok channel just to play around with it.
Yep.
Create a YouTube channel. Learn how to make money on YouTube.
Mm.
Find some people who are doing it well and see, oh shoot, if I want to be good on YouTube, I've got to post that much,
Mm.
and look at transitions. Oh, you need a title? Oh man, I need to learn all these things. Learn now. You've got time now because no one's gonna book you. It's not like you're losing jobs. There's no jobs. Yeah. So do everything you can to learn now. Invest into. You've got till I easily 6 months,
Mm.
easily to just perfect yourself, clean up your brand. If you've always wanted to wear that hat, find that hat, shop for
Mhm.
that hat, find that nice hat that fits you, so that when the world is finally ready, You've got everything. You're
Mm.
bookable. You're ready to be
Mm.
booked. People can
Bookable.
find you.
Mm.
You've got good music. You've got a good team. You've got a good brand. You've got
Yes.
everything in place. Can I pay you money to be part of my event, my festival, my my business, whatever?
All right, thank you so much, Stefan, for your sharing. And I feel that both of us have learned a lot
Yes.
as well, whether be it in the music industry or not. So, how can our viewers and listeners connect with you?
Great. Yeah, I would love to, wherever you are in the world, I'd love to hear from you and see how I can help. You can contact me at me@stefanlim.com. And Stefan is Stefan, like Stefan. So me@stefanlim.com. Send me an email. I'd love to have a chat with you and I'm also offering one-on-one sessions where I can actually sit down, talk to you, find out what you're more, what you're concerned with, and maybe I can help brainstorm with you how we can, together find some strategies to make 2020 the best growth year. Then and
Yep.
then 2021 is where that's where you tell the world who you are.
Yeah.
Nice. All right.
Nice.
So thank you so much, Stefan. And for those of you who are watching and listening and you do like our content, do follow us on our social media platforms on YouTube, Spotify, Instagram, LinkedIn, Telegram, as well as Facebook at the Freelancers Academy. All right. See
See
you.
you. Bye.
Bye.